So the Cleveland Cavaliers might be gearing up for some major roster shakeups in the upcoming offseason. And it's starting to look like some big names could potentially be on the move. From what's been reported, Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell are pretty much off limits for any trade talks, seen as the cornerstone players that the franchise is building around. But then there's Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland, who could be the more flexible pieces the Cavs might consider dealing with. This all seems to stem from the new collective bargaining agreement and the salary cap implications it's bringing along. Like a lot of NBA teams facing the realities of the new CBA, Cleveland might be forced to make some tough decisions and get creative in how they manage their payroll and roster construction. The question becomes, will the Cavs actually follow through with moving some of these pieces, or is it just posturing with sky-high asking prices that make it clear they're not truly interested in letting those guys go? It's often the case that teams put certain players out there with steep price tags just to test the waters or see if the right deal comes along. If an offer's too good to ignore, then they might pull the trigger. Now, consider that Boston is expected to struggle a bit next season, especially with Jason Tatum missing a significant chunk of the year. That might shake up the Eastern Conference standings and open the door for other teams to rise. Cleveland could see that as a golden opportunity, weighing whether to rebuild around their untouchables Mobley and Mitchell while potentially moving guys like Garland or Allen to still remain competitive. There's been some insider chatter from folks close to the Cavaliers organization, suggesting that while Mobley and Mitchell are locked in, the front office is more open than ever to exploring trade scenarios involving Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland. That doesn't mean the trades are guaranteed or imminent, but the willingness to entertain offers is definitely increased compared to previous seasons. It's an interesting position to be in, especially when thinking about how teams juggle their cap space and long-term plans. Now, here's where things get really intriguing for the Lakers. They've been on the lookout for a solid center, and Jarrett Allen fits that role pretty much perfectly. He's a versatile defensive big man who can hold his own against the league's top front-court players, protect the rim, and still be a lob threat on offense. The Lakers have been linked to Allen multiple times in the past, with rumors swirling during last season's trade deadline and even talks last offseason. Nothing ever materialized, but it's clear they see him as a potential key piece moving forward. Allen is entering a pivotal phase of his career and contract. He's already signed a contract extension, but next season he'll earn around $20 million, which is still very manageable for teams looking to upgrade their frontcourt. After that, his salary jumps to around $28 million, then up to $30 and $32 million in the following years. That back-end salary spike means that teams will have to seriously weigh the cost-benefit of keeping him long-term versus trading him before that contract kicks in. For the Lakers, the timing could be perfect since they have several expiring contracts on their books, which they can use as trade bait to absorb Allen's salary or to structure a deal that works under the salary cap. What makes Allen especially valuable is not just his defense, but also his durability and consistency. Last season, he played and started all 82 games, which is a huge asset in today's league where availability is often a question mark. His stats reflect a reliable double-double guy who contributes across the board, averaging nearly 10 rebounds, over 13 points, and chipping in with blocks and steals as well. When you think about what he could become playing alongside a player like Luka Doncic, who's a maestro at creating scoring opportunities for teammates, it paints a picture of a very potent inside-outside combo. Allen would be that rim-running, lob-catching big man that opens up the floor and adds a new dynamic to the Lakers' offense. Even though Jarrett Allen isn't a traditional 7-footer, he stands about 6'9" with a wingspan around 7'6". His combination of size, strength, and athleticism makes him a formidable presence. He weighs in around 245 to 250 pounds, giving him the bulk needed to battle down low with the NBA's biggest centers. His rebounding and shot blocking numbers show he's more than capable of anchoring a defense. And despite not being a floor spacer, his efficiency around the basket is impressive, shooting over 70% from the field and nearly the same on 2-point attempts. His free throw shooting is solid too, hovering just above 70%, which means he's not a liability at the line and opponents can't just hack him without consequence. On the Lakers side, the fit seems natural. The team already has a core featuring LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and keeping Austin Reeves around adds more depth and versatility on the wings. Allen would complement those pieces perfectly as a defensive anchor, someone who can guard multiple positions and protect the paint without sacrificing mobility. The Lakers have to be smart with their assets though. Austin Reeves is a valuable piece they likely won't want to give up for a center like Allen. The question then is, can they work out a trade that doesn't involve giving up too much, especially in terms of young talent or draft capital? Given Cleveland's concerns with the salary cap and the new second apron threshold, they'll likely want to move salary or bring back expiring contracts to clear space. The Lakers have a lot of expiring contracts, which makes them attractive trade partners because they can absorb salaries temporarily and then clear them off their books after the season. This flexibility could be a big advantage in negotiating a deal for Jarrett Allen. It's a scenario that has played out before, like when the Lakers moved Dorian Finney-Smith in a trade that involved draft picks and salary matching. Looking at the bigger picture that the Eastern Conference might open up next season with Boston potentially down and other teams shifting pieces. That could influence Cleveland's decision-making, making them more willing to listen to offers for Garland or Allen if it means maintaining flexibility to build around Mobley and Mitchell. However, from a Lakers perspective, Garland doesn't seem like a perfect fit given their current roster construction and priorities. The Lakers probably want to focus on acquiring Allen, who brings the defensive toughness and versatility they desperately need in the paint. Jarrett Allen is young enough to be a foundational piece alongside Luka Doncic for years to come. He just turned 27, which means he's entering his prime and still has multiple productive seasons ahead. His presence would give the Lakers a solid defensive anchor and a reliable scorer inside, especially if he can thrive in a system that maximizes his strengths, catching lobs, setting screens, and protecting the rim. Plus, his durability and consistent availability make him a trustworthy option game after game. If the Lakers manage to pull this off, they'd be shoring up their interior defense while still having enough flexibility to make other moves thanks to their expiring contracts. It's a smart strategy that balances immediate impact with future flexibility. Jarrett Allen's per 36-minute numbers back this up, showing averages of over 17 points, 12 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and a solid number of blocks and steals. Those are exactly the kind of production the Lakers need from their center position to complement their stars and compete at the highest level. Ultimately, if the Lakers find a way to land Jarrett Allen without mortgaging the future or giving up critical pieces like Austin Reeves, it could be a game changer for their roster. He ticks a lot of boxes: defensive prowess, rebounding, rim protection, lob threat, efficiency, and durability. The next few months will be crucial as the offseason unfolds and teams start making those tough decisions around the salary cap. Jarrett Allen could very well be the key piece that shifts the Lakers' fortunes and brings them closer to contention again. Building on what we discussed about Jarrett Allen and the Cavaliers' cap situation, it's important to also consider the broader NBA landscape and how all these moving parts might impact not only Cleveland and the Lakers, but other teams as well. The NBA offseason is always full of surprises, especially when new collective bargaining agreements come into play, shaking up how teams approach contracts and roster construction. The Cavaliers find themselves at a crossroads, having built a young core around Mobley and Mitchell, but needing to balance long-term financial flexibility with the goal of remaining competitive in a crowded Eastern Conference. If the Cavs decide to push forward with trading Jarrett Allen or Darius Garland, it likely means they believe Mobley and Mitchell are the pillars to build around, and they're willing to risk losing some depth in order to manage the salary cap. Better, Garland in particular is an interesting case. He's a talented guard with scoring and playmaking abilities, but pairing him with Luka Doncic on the Lakers might not be the ideal fit given roster construction and positional needs. Cleveland might be testing the market for Garland, but from a Lakers perspective, focusing on Allen seems to make the most sense given their desperate need for a rim protector and a strong defensive presence in the paint. What the Lakers bring to the table are those expiring contracts, which are incredibly valuable assets in today's NBA trade market. Teams looking to clear salary space or avoid luxury tax penalties often prize expiring deals more than draft picks or younger players, especially if it means they can create cap room for future free agent signings. This puts the Lakers in a good negotiating position when trying to acquire someone like Jarrett Allen, whose contract will get significantly more expensive in the next few years. The ability to absorb his salary next season with expiring contracts and then clear space afterward can be very appealing to Cleveland, who might be looking to reset their cap situation. The fit between Allen and the Lakers extends beyond just financial and defensive considerations. There's also a style of play element. Jarrett Allen is not just a traditional big man who stays in the paint. He's mobile enough to switch onto guards in pick-and-roll situations, which is huge in today's NBA where versatility on defense is prized. The Lakers have struggled defensively over the past couple of seasons, especially protecting the rim, and Allen could provide that much-needed anchor. Pairing him alongside LeBron and Luka means you have two all-time great playmakers who can find him for easy buckets, alley-oops, and open dunks. This could elevate Allen's offensive numbers and make the Lakers' offense even more dynamic. Durability is another huge factor. Jarrett Allen played all 82 games last season, starting every single one, which is no small feat given the physicality of the center position. His ability to stay on the court and provide consistent minutes can't be overstated. In a league where injuries can derail seasons, having a reliable big man like Allen, who you can count on night in and night out, is a major advantage. His per 36-minute stats highlight his potential impact when given starter-level minutes, showing that he can produce double-doubles regularly and contribute defensively with steals and blocks. Looking further down the line, Allen's contract extension means the Lakers will be committing to a substantial salary, but if he lives up to his potential as a defensive stalwart and lob threat, it could be worth every penny. The Lakers have struggled to find that consistent rim protector and defensive center since the Dwight Howard and Tyson Chandler days, and Allen could fill that void for the foreseeable future. The question is whether the Lakers front office is willing to allocate that kind of money to him, and whether they believe the rest of the roster can complement his style of play. There's also the element of team chemistry and leadership. Jarrett Allen has been praised for his professionalism and work ethic, which are qualities the Lakers would want in a veteran presence around their young stars like Reeves and newer additions. Having a big man who leads by example on the defensive end, crashes the boards, and plays hard every night could set a tone in the locker room and help raise the team's overall competitive level. That intangible factor often gets overlooked but can be crucial in a championship chase. On the flip side, if the Cavaliers choose to hold on to Allen and Garland, it signals that they want to push for immediate contention rather than a rebuild. That would likely mean the East remains highly competitive, with Cleveland hoping their core can develop further and challenge teams like the Bucks, Celtics, and Heat. For the Lakers, that would mean they might have to look elsewhere to bolster their roster or wait for free agency opportunities to make significant improvements. At the end of the day, the potential trade involving Jarrett Allen represents one of the more intriguing storylines of this upcoming offseason. It's a classic case of balancing talent, financial realities, and team needs. For the Lakers, acquiring Allen could be the missing piece to shore up their defense and provide a reliable partner inside for Luka Doncic. For Cleveland, moving Allen could ease cap pressure and open up flexibility to build around Mobley and Mitchell more efficiently. We're still months away from the trade market fully heating up, and many factors could influence these decisions. Injuries, free agent signings, draft outcomes, and internal team evaluations. But watching how this potential Allen trade develops will definitely be fascinating, as it could reshape both franchises' futures in meaningful ways. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on! In a surprising twist that has set the NBA world abuzz, rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant has allegedly given the green light to a potential move to the Los Angeles Lakers. While no official statement has been made by either Durant or the Lakers organization, sources close to the situation suggest that the superstar forward has expressed a clear openness, and perhaps even enthusiasm, about the possibility of donning the iconic purple and gold jersey. The whispers began gaining traction earlier this week after Durant was reportedly seen dining with key Lakers executives in Los Angeles. Though such meetings could easily be dismissed as casual or coincidental, insiders claim that the tone of the conversations was decidedly serious, focusing on the team's long-term vision and how Durant could fit into it. The idea of teaming up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis forming a new Big Three is said to be highly appealing to Durant, who remains hungry for another championship ring. Speculation further intensified when Durant was asked about his future during a recent interview and responded with a cryptic, "I just want to be somewhere I can win." For many, this was interpreted as a subtle nod towards the Lakers, who, despite their recent struggles, remain one of the league's most prestigious franchises with a strong championship pedigree. Financial and contractual hurdles would need to be overcome for any deal to materialize. Durant is still under contract with the Phoenix Suns, and orchestrating a trade involving such a high-profile player would require significant maneuvering from both front offices. However, league insiders suggest that the Suns could be more amenable to parting ways with Durant than previously thought, especially if they receive an attractive package in return. Lakers fans, meanwhile, are already fantasizing about the possibilities, flooding social media with mock-up images of Durant in Lakers gear and speculating about how his arrival could catapult the team back into title contention. The prospect of seeing Durant's lethal scoring alongside LeBron's playmaking and Davis's defensive prowess is undeniably tantalizing. For now, this remains firmly in the realm of rumor and speculation. But in the NBA, where blockbuster moves can happen almost overnight, the mere suggestion that Kevin Durant might be headed to Los Angeles is enough to send shockwaves through the league. Only time will tell if this tantalizing possibility becomes reality. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.